So I haven't done a Bulls rebuild yet, and I haven't done a historic rebuild in a minute, so I figured why not combine the two? Today we're going to be looking at the 2010 Chicago Bulls. Let's get it. Alright, so you can see here in 2K, we have Derrick Rose, who I'm super excited to use, one of the biggest what-ifs in NBA history and one of my favorite players from the 2010s. Then after Derrick, we've got Luol Deng, who I like as well. I'm not sure how he progresses in 2K, so we might be looking for an upgrade there. Joakim Noah, who's a really cool center from back in his day, John Salmons, Captain Kirk Heinrich, and then the rest of these guys, Tyrese Thomas, Brad Miller. Taj Gibson down there as well, not getting many minutes for the moment. I am not sure how many of these guys I want to keep, if I'm being completely honest with you. And I do have a guy in mind that I want to target in the draft. So if we're not too great this year, that's fine. I might also look to make a sneaky trade deadline move to see if I can bring in an extra pick or something, or maybe make us a little bit worse just for this season. We will be playing with injuries off this time, just so we can sort of see what would happen if Derrick Rose was never injured. And I have used a 2K share download. It's not perfect. I think he's got the rosters pretty good. I'm not sure about the picks, but he's also not started it in the Kobe era, so it's just in the modern era. So it will read as 22 and not actually 2010, unfortunately, which I was hoping for. Thought about doing it myself, but that is a lot of work, so shout out to you, whoever you are. But of course, the most fun part about these historic rebuilds is reliving these times. So we'll quickly go through some of the exciting rosters. Starting off with Philly, they are alphabetically first. So they have Iggy, who's really good at this point. You have the Cavs, of course, with LeBron, and then pretty much nobody else. No disrespect to Mo, all-star Mo Williams. And then, of course, an old Shaq. You've got a scary Boston Celtics team here, of course, with KG, Rondo, Pierce, and Allen, as well as Kendrick Perkins. So they might be someone to look out for and someone we'll have to go up against. You've got the Grit and Grind Grizzlies, which is awesome with Zebo there, Rudy Gay, Marc Gasol. The Hawks are pretty good at this time too. They've got Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, Al Horford, and then the Heat with Dwayne Wade. For Utah, that's really cool to see. Deron Williams is a 94 overall. Boozer's there, Kirilenko's there, so they're a good team also. My Lakers here with a 96 overall Kobe, a 93 Pau Gasol, 83 Andrew Bynum. Dwight Howard's there in Orlando. Dirk's still pretty much at the peak of his powers. He's a 98 overall. Carmelo's there in Denver. He's a 94 overall. And Danny Granger, who is also an 87 without injuries. That should be pretty fun to watch. Chris Paul's a 95, which is crazy, along with David West. Chris Bosh there in Toronto. And then you got the Spurs with Timmy D, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili. That's a fun team as well. Steve Nash, MVP Steve Nash there with Amari. Kevin Durant with young Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Love in Minnesota. Brandon Roy's not injured, so he's a 92. That's really cool. Monte Ellis there in Golden State, and Agent Zero there in Washington. And just before we go any further, this is kind of crazy. I've been playing this My League mode for years, or My NBA, whatever it used to be called, and I've never noticed this. If you look at the bottom there, I don't know if I can point to it, I get cut off, but sort of there, that's where the ticker would normally be. If you press the left stick in, you can turn it on or off. I had no idea. I wonder if that'll speed up simulation. I don't know if that's always been in there. So it looks like we do actually have Vinny here as our coach. It looks like he's updated the coaches. I'm not sure if they're all up to date. I'm not sure if these are correct, so you'll have to let me know. But from what 2K is telling me, we want to give Derrick Rose 34 minutes. So I believe this is him coming off. No, so this is actually him going into what would be his MVP season, I believe. We're in 2010, 2011, or we might be 09, 10. That might be more correct because LeBron still in Cleveland. So let's just have a look here. 9, 10, that might be this season here. So I guess we don't need too much out of this group. I'm not sure how many games I actually won in real life. All right, so I've just had a look, and the Bulls were the 8 seed this year with a 41-41 perfectly split record. So I would probably rather just not make the playoffs at all this year and risk getting swept by probably LeBron or the Boston Celtics. And I think I would rather go ahead and try to tank for a draft pick, because there is someone in this draft, if I can actually find where I'm going, in this year's draft that I am interested in. So if we go over here, we sort by order of rank. Paul George, I think he would fit this team very well. He can slot in there if we don't feel like bringing back Luol Deng, which, I mean, I might, and then we could just run him at the 4, PG at the 3, but I think he would fit this team phenomenally. And then, of course, you got John Wall and Boogie going 1 and 2. So let's see how we want to allocate these minutes. I think I would rather play Taj Gibson those minutes. We can give him about 10 a night, because I know he was a bigger part of this team in real life. But we can go more minutes to Derrick Rose, because we don't have to stress about him getting injured, which is fun. And then we can also play Joakim Noah about 31 to Luol 2. James Johnson is our starting power forward at the moment, which obviously we don't love. So I guess we could also target a new power forward. So if we go over to the power rankings, of course the Lakers, they're in first place with this Kobe Gasol team. Then you got the Spurs. The Celtics are the first in our conference. And then the Heat, which is actually kind of surprising. I guess Dwayne Wade just carries them at a 96 overall. But we will quickly go here and just make Derrick Rose an untouchable piece. Is there anyone I would consider throwing on the block immediately? Might honestly throw Captain Kirk on there. So this is what he did for us in real life that year. About 11 points, 37% from 3, which is nice. About 4.5 assists. We do have him starting in this universe, but I don't think we need to hold on to him. So if someone wants to make me an offer maybe for a first round pick in this draft, I would definitely be interested in that. Tyrus Thomas, Brad Miller. I don't know how many teams would be interested in any of these other guys, really. I mean, James Johnson is also still only 22. Omar's 21. And then the rest of the guys, I'm not sure, have too much value. So, I mean, let's get started. I am not expecting too much. If we make the playoffs, that's cool. But it's also not the end of the world if we don't. I would rather have a pick, I think, rather than having to worry about it. I'm not going to check what picks these teams actually had in real life, but I think, okay, so we have the Bucks pick. I don't know if this is accurate or if this is based off current rosters, if this guy's gone and changed the picks. We don't have our picks in the next couple of seasons, so that would be, what, 2011 and 2013, so I'll have to check. I don't know off the top of my head. Okay, so it looks like the roster creators got this one correct at least. I am looking at this will be the 2010 draft, and they took Kevin Seraphin, but it was from Milwaukee, the pick initially, then traded to Washington. So I'm not entirely sure what that trade entailed, but we can keep that one because that is technically correct. So we would just have Milwaukee's pick this year and not our own. And then the next season they did have their pick. They took Jimmy Butler, obviously, at the 30th spot. And then after that, they also had their pick. So protection backup, I don't know how he set it up in 2K. So I might override for those picks back if we don't get them. But he's done pretty well. So, I mean, you know, the Bucks first, that's technically correct. So we'll just rock with that. I guess if we go over here, currently own picks. So top 3 protected, you can see there goes to Milwaukee. I've never actually used that screen before. That's kind of cool. So these are the original picks. You can see that one's over in Milwaukee. And then where did these first go? So that's with the Spurs. And then that's a backup. So, I mean, they probably did make a big trade and I'm just dumb. I don't know. But I'm not going to go check it right at this moment. You guys can definitely let me know. Call me a casual. But I think we will just start going here with it. And I will quickly redo these minutes. And then we'll start simulating. I think we'll go until the deadline. We'll decide if we want to be buyers or sellers. I don't think I really want to make the playoffs necessarily. I think I would rather just tank for Paul George. But even if we do it in the next couple of seasons, you got the 2010 draft, 2011 draft coming up. So it's not the end of the world regardless. But I will be back with you guys shortly. So actually, I was just thinking about it. We might not necessarily want to be bad because the way 2K sees this is we don't have our own pick. But if I'm looking at the transaction, so this is for Kevin Seraphin. It says he was traded by the Bucks as a draft pick. So they traded their 2010 draft pick with Joe Alexander and Hakeem Warwick to the Bulls for John Salmons and a 2010 first round pick that was later selected as Larry Sanders, and then a couple of second round picks. They actually got Isaiah Thomas, or he ended up being that second round draft pick rather. We technically still have John Salmons, and then this was also to give us Hakeem Warwick and Joe Alexander along with their 2010 pick. But I don't see those guys on the roster. So I think technically this trade hasn't happened yet. That was in February 18th, 2010. And then we're technically, what is this, October 09? So yeah, that trade technically hasn't happened yet. So I'm going to go ahead and override for our own pick back because I'm not going to be making that trade and I would rather have our own pick. So I'll do that and I'll just keep moving forward. But I just wanted to let you guys know what was sort of happening with that. All right, so trade deadline, we are not terrible, 29 and 25, so maybe on pace to a similar record that they got in real life. You can see the LeBron Cavs are just ridiculous on his shoulders, and so are the Celtics. But I did get some interesting offers. I didn't accept anything. I did also turn on trade approval, so I could see if the CPU was making any dumb trades and decline them, but nothing so far. I did get offered DeMar DeRozan for Luol Deng, and I thought about it for a minute. But then I said to myself, no, I think I would like to keep Luol around. So if we can do the Derrick Rose, Noah, Deng thing, not necessarily as the big three, but keeping those guys around. Why is Joakim Noah upset? All right, I'm not sure what happened there. There was, I think, the role-playing aspect turned on that you'd use in my GM. So I just flicked that off. I didn't want that to begin with. I don't know why he had it on, but now with the morale boost, he's actually happy and he's up to an 82, which is fun. I don't want to deal with that. You can see we still have team chemistry on, which I feel like is probably more realistic to look at anyway. You can see everyone's playing pretty well. Joakim Noah's about 6 and 10, 40% from the field, which isn't very good. I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know if there's any tendencies there I need to look at. Luol's giving us 18 on good efficiency. Kirk's been pretty good too, so maybe upping that trade value a little bit. And D Rose has been really good too. And it looks like Taj Gibson actually deserves more minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and give him those. Now, I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to sell because we are 29 and 25, but I think I would still rather move some of these guys for assets because I don't see myself bringing them back long term. So I might see what I can get for these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and take this trade here for John Salmons. We still get Delonte West to play the rest of the season for us, so we can try and compete. We also get a future first round pick in a couple of seasons. Top 3 protector, but if LeBron leaves, you never know. So we will go ahead and take that one. And with that done, sad to see you go, Kirk. I know he was a favorite there for a few years in Chicago, but we're going to go ahead and take these 2 first round picks from Phoenix. That's going to give us D Rose. Delonte West is going to start at the shooting guard, I guess, unless there's a better option here, which it does not look like. So I think I will go ahead and make Delonte a full-time shooting guard. I bet his overall will take a hit, but that's all good. Yeah, it goes down by a lot actually, but what can you do? That's the only choice I have. All right, so I tried to make a trade for another actual starting shooting guard, but it didn't really work out. It's not the end of the world. Delonte West is a free agent after this year, so we don't have to bring him back. We'll see. If we do make the playoffs, then cool. If we don't, I'm not too fussed. We do also still have, obviously, Taj Gibson on the roster, who can definitely stay. We also have Tyrus Thomas, who is starting. So I think I will go ahead and try to give Taj more minutes because I know he was another big part of this team. So I think we might make him, maybe not the 6th man. I mean, it's between him and Brad Miller, so maybe we do that. I think taking away a couple of our guards might hurt us, particularly off the bench, because we have no real creation. But as I said, I'm not too worried about making the playoffs this year. I think we would definitely be better off trying to tank, use the T word, and actually going out and getting one of the guys in this draft. It's not the strongest draft in recent memory. I know 2011, probably next year is a lot better, but if we get someone decent, we can always move them to move up next year. But we'll see what happens anyway. We might make the playoffs regardless, which would be nice. All right, so we finished with 38 wins. We went on a losing streak there at the end of the season. We could have just about had the exact same record as we did in real life. But LeBron wins MVP with 25, 9, and 11. 11 is really high in assists for LeBron, at least in the 2K sim, and 46 from 3. This LeBron's going to progress scary, man. Gerald Henderson is your Rookie of the Year. Manu Ginobili. LeBron also gets his Depoy trophy. So he's just the greatest player of all time, I'm assuming, for the rest of this save. K-Love is your Most Improved. Then you've got Mike Brown there. So do we have any All-NBA players? Hopefully D Rose makes it. No Derrick Rose on an All-NBA team, so I guess they're sleeping on him. That's all good. So let's see. Did we make it with that many losses? I don't know. It looks like we did not. Did we just fall out of it towards the end of the season? Because I feel like we were in there the whole time. So if I wanted a lottery pick, I guess I got exactly what I wanted. Not sure Derrick's too happy about that, but we're still a very young team, so it's not the end of the world. And you can see, yeah, we just fell out of it because, of course, no play-in. The Hawks almost had the record they had in real life, the Bulls. So there's the 41-41 number from the Bobcats. So we could have made it. We definitely could have. We went on like a 5 or 6 game losing streak at the end of the season. So I guess I decided to go into tank mode because I didn't believe this team had what it takes going forward. D Rose was about 24 and 6, 50% from the field. What did Delonte West do for us? About 13 points, 37 from 3. Not too bad. Luol Deng, 18 on good efficiency. I like that. And then Tyrus Thomas with 11 points. Joakim Noah, man, 40% from the field is a little bit iffy. I know he hasn't always been the most efficient guy in the world, but what is this? 09-10, 50% on 11 points. I'll see. Maybe that's something to do with his tendencies. Taj Gibson, about 5 and 4 off the bench, 39 from 3, which is really nice. If we go to what he actually did this season. He was definitely not shooting the three like that. It's actually his first season, so anyway, we'll take that. We'll take the modern version of Taj Gibson. Gennaro Pargo was cold, which is fun, but that's all good. We're not too worried about it. Let's just go ahead and see who wins the finals this season. And it's going to be the Suns against the Celtics. We have both of their picks coming up, so hopefully they fall off a little bit and the Celtics do hold on. They almost by a 3-1 lead, but they win it all. KG is your finals MVP. You love to see it. So they got another one in this universe a couple years later, I believe, 8, 9, 10. Looks like it. So player retirements. Shaq retires on the Cavs. That makes sense. Dikembe, that makes sense. Okay, so it's been a few hours for me. I've just gone to the gym, had dinner, came back, all that sort of stuff. But this right here, if I can point to it, this is probably the biggest part of the video so far. We need to know where we're going to be picking. So we have the 12th best odds sitting there at 1%. I do believe that this is the incorrect lottery odds, but the creator hasn't changed it. Is what it is. It's all good. So the Bucks actually had the second overall pick. So I guess I should have kept that, but you know, to be fair, it didn't make sense because we hadn't made any trades with them yet. So we will go ahead and just run through this. I doubt we get lucky. So the Timberwolves stay at 14. That pick was via Utah. The Kings are supposed to be here. They stay there. So we're about to find out. Can we get lucky? Can we move up? Come on, 2K, give me some luck. You never give me any luck. And of course not. So we do get the 12th overall pick and the Bucks move up to 1, which kind of hurts, but I didn't want to cheese it too hard. I mean, it was fair for them as well as us. We didn't make that trade. And it looks like there isn't any real guys left. So I think I'll just give Jacob Underwood a 1-year deal. And then next year we can decide what we want to do in the long term. But here we go. The biggest part of the video so far. So they do have John Wall going 1, DeMarcus going 2, Lance Stevenson going 3, and they have Paul George going 4. Gordon Hayward at 7 is also someone I could be interested in. So I think I'll just sim, and if he doesn't go in the top 3, then I might try to move up to 4. And he goes first. Okay, I had a feeling 2K was going to do something like that to me. Throw me a bit of a curveball. So John Wall goes 2nd. So we weren't going to get Paul George unless I'd kept the Bucks pick, and there goes Gordon Hayward, and there goes Boogie. So there's really no one else I really care about in this draft, so we might actually trade out of it. So I guess tanking was probably a mistake in this instance because there's no one really left that we like. I mean, Derrick Favors is still there. That's kind of a trash pick. Yeah, I forgot this draft is actually pretty weak, but you know what I will do is I will try and move this pick for a pick next year because I do believe that is the 2011 pick and that is something we're actually interested in. So I think I will take this and just bank on LeBron hopefully leaving Cleveland. So I don't know if I messed up that season, probably because we didn't really get a pick nor did we go anywhere. Elijah Millsap. What is that? Are you serious right now, 2K? I don't know if this is an official 2K draft class or what, but that is literally Paul Millsap, is it not? Elijah Millsap. I mean, it feels kind of wrong taking him, so I'm probably not going to. Jordan Crawford. Boban's there. I mean, there are still some real guys left, so I might go ahead and take Boban. But this is kind of funny. Kevin Serafin's still there, and I'm a complete idiot. I guess I'm just a casual. I had no idea Paul Millsap had a brother in the NBA, or had. So there you go. He is a real person, Elijah Millsap, brother of Paul. My apologies. I did not mean to disrespect you like that. But they've obviously just used Paul Millsap's play model. That's why it has his photo. They changed the height, etc. So he might actually be a decent pick in this save. I don't know. Or do we just take Kevin because he was initially in that pick that was dealt from the Bulls to Milwaukee, traded to Washington at the 17th pick in the first round? But I don't think so, man. I think I'm going to go with my guy Boban, fellow Serbian, and a pretty good center throughout his career. Nothing crazy, but definitely going to be a good backup to Joakim. PG's an 81, 81 for John Wall. Then it kind of drops off after that. I forgot how mid this class is, man. I'm not going to lie, but we will go ahead and sign Bobby. He's a 71. In the second round, that's pretty good. Definitely pick up the option on Derrick Rose, 2K. Please don't sell me out like that. Now, free agency. I don't know if we have any money. Is LeBron going to leave Cleveland? They actually gave him the biggest deal. I mean, it was rumored once, right, that he was going to go play with Derrick Rose. So if I gave him 37 mil, no trade clause player option, would he accept that? Let's have a look. We are not even in his top 3. We're actually right down here. They are all at 100 though. What if I was to give him Got to do it this way because 2K is stupid. But what if I was to give him no player option and then just allow him to have the full 4 years? He still doesn't like that, man. So that pick from Cleveland might be worthless. Dirk Nowitzki, I don't really want. He's 32 years old. Tim Duncan's 34. Steve Nash is 36. Dude, I'm so frustrated. I thought I hit keep recording or start recording again. I didn't. I just went through the off season. This is super frustrating, but you can see we did actually sign Chris Bosh, which is awesome. We've got a couple of guys on 1 or 2 year deals. We got JJ, we got Wally, we got Sean. We didn't get lucky in that draft, so we're really banking on this pick hitting. We would like to get Clay or Kawhi, something like that. Fingers crossed. Luckily, I didn't go any further without checking this because that would have been really bad, but it's all good. I was just saying before I pressed record, I was kind of upset that only Derrick Rose went up, and he only went up by 1 point. You can see that Joakim hasn't gotten any better, neither has Luol. So I kind of feel like we definitely need that extra star to hit that next level. But we do have a solid 9-man rotation. Jerry Stackhouse has regressed a little bit, which kind of sucks, but that's all good. He can still play the 2. We also picked up Steve Novak, Speedy Claxton, and Joe Ingles. How old is he? 23. There you go. Boban is not getting any minutes currently. So in this case, I will actually send Boban to the G League. He's 22 years old. Derrick Rose is still only 21, man. That's kind of crazy. What could have been? What could have been? So at least now we have a dynamic duo. They're both still relatively young. And then we have a few other guys around an 80. Now, if Luol's not going to progress, then I am happy to move him. But I hope he can do something for us. You can see we have the Cavs pick, we have our own pick, and we have a Suns pick this season. Hopefully one of them hits, and if not, we have some pieces we can use to move up. I'm not going to try to tank or anything like that this year. And it looks like for our system proficiency, Jacob Underwood for the 1 year. He wants to run grit and grind. Not really into that. I think 7 seconds might be a better option just because we're a younger team. I mean, Joakim doesn't really suit it, but that's all good. Hopefully Derrick Rose can carry us, and maybe, who knows, he can win an MVP award this year. So I think I'll run something like this. We'll play through star, let Derrick get his touches. We can let the shooters shoot. Some crash, others get back for the offensive rebounding. We're going to protect the paint. We're going to play physical defense. We have Joakim Noah. And then we're going to crash and some run in transition. And about 1 week into the season, I get offered this. I sort of have to consider that. But I think for now, we'll keep our boy. They did throw in a pick in that as well, which would have been nice. Right, and I think I found out what was killing Joakim's maybe progression, but definitely his efficiency. His mid-range tendencies were on something stupid. It was like 60 or 70, so we'll see. Hopefully he can get up from shooting 40% from the field, but I don't know if it's going to make any difference. We're 22 and 11, which is pretty exciting. We are currently the 2 seed. I mean, there's DeAndre Jordan, so we will get him on the team eventually. We just didn't do that trade originally, and then I think that means, unfortunately, Boban is expendable, so I would throw him and Joe Ingles in there. Is there anyone else we can get? Boobie Gibson from the Cavs. He's not really playing for them. He's 24 years old. But I think we might actually be good. Sean's been good. Taj has been good. He's a power forward. We have a backup center now, and then Wally Zerbiak. So I think that's cool, man. Let's ride it out with this team. Only made a little minor trade there. Hopefully we can do something. I mean, it's an upgrade regardless. I'm pretty sure we're going to make the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. Last day before the deadline, they're offering me a first round pick swap. The Bucks and Jay Wright for Luol Deng. I'm good. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see if I made the right decision. All right, let's go, man. We have a 50-win season. LeBron is your MVP, so he's just going to be the Luka of this save. DeMarcus is your Rookie of the Year. Harden, 6th man in OKC. So if we don't get lucky in the draft, maybe we can make a trade for him, just like what happened in real life, but to the Rockets, of course. Most improved player, Josh Smith. Actually, defensive player, Henry Walker, most improved. And Mike Dunleavy, they have 66 wins. Now, there is no way Derrick Rose does not make an All-NBA team. Let's go, man. You love to see it. He's up to a 90 overall. Let's see. He put up 24 points, 8 assists. He even shot 38% from 3. You love to see it. Did we get anyone else on an All-NBA team? Probably not. Just kidding. We did get, not DeMarcus Cousins. He actually made it as a rookie, which is crazy. But we do get Chris Bosh in his first year in Chicago, 19 points, 12 rebounds, 39% from 3. Let's go. Perfect power forward to put next to Derrick Rose. We could have had all defensive second team Andrew Bogut, but that's all good. Paul George, what did he do? 15 points, 33% from 3. Rookie numbers. We saw DeMarcus. What did John Wall do? About 15 points. Anybody else here that we care about? Not really. Okay, so we finished as the 1 seed in the East. Let's go, man. I mean, that's kind of like on track for what they did in real life, correct? Derrick Rose was playing 40 minutes. Thank God injuries are turned off. We're not even running a Thibodeau team. But 24-8, we saw him. JJ actually put up 17 on fantastic efficiency. So that was a great pickup. Luol Deng about 16 points. He's down a little bit, but his efficiency's still there. We saw Chris Bosh. Joakim Noah actually finished the season on fire, which is nice to see. So he put up about 6 points, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks. They decided not to continue starting DeAndre Jordan, but that's fine. I guess it worked. Wally Zerbiak about 11 points, 38 from 3. Sean Livingston, per 36, 15 and 7, 52%. You know he's going to hit those middies. Taj Gibson, about 4 and 4 on 39% from 3. I like this version of him. So let's go ahead and see what 2K wants to run. They still want to play Derrick Rose 40 minutes tonight. Gotcha, 2K. Did we make any progress on here? We did not, obviously. Joakim doesn't fit that, but now that we have DeAndre Jordan, I wonder, is that any better? Let's see. If we go down to system proficiency, it is 4 stars. So you know what? I think I will start him, actually, for the playoffs, and then we'll just make Wally 6-man because he's a little bit better of a creator. We can run those guys both 23 minutes. Round 1. Orlando, Chicago. Rematch of the finals. Jameer Nelson, Vince Carter. So they're literally just a Dwight Howard team. So we'll see. Hopefully, DeAndre Jordan can hold his own. We do win game 1. Derrick Rose has 34, 5 and 12. He hit 3 threes. Chris Bosh with 25. JJ Redick with 21. Let's get it, man. The best sport podcaster in the world, in my opinion. Or at least best NBA sport podcaster. Although I have been watching Paul George's podcast P recently. He's just launched that, which is cool. Vince with the 25 piece. He winds back the clock a little bit. Dwight Howard with a 21-point game. Can we win game 2? We do. You'll love to see it. Derrick Rose with a 32, 10 and 5 game. He shot well. Chris Bosh. So this duo is just going off, man. 33 for Rose, 28 for Chris Bosh. And then our third guy that stepped up was Luol Deng and not JJ Redick. So this is kind of my issue with this team. I mean, he's averaging 21, Luol, but I feel like we don't have that third guy who can consistently step up if one of the guys have an off night. Dwight Howard also has a big game there. And they do win a game there, so it is 2-1. Dwight Howard 24 and 15. Derrick Rose 34 and 8, but it's not enough. Can we go up 3-1? We can. You love to see it. In a 5-point win, we did win that fourth quarter there. Low scoring third though, which is interesting. Chris Bosh actually leads us, and then Wally steps up. So it's always someone else. Derrick Rose did not have a good game, 8 and 9. Can we win in 5? We can. You love to see that. So we blow them out by 37 points. Ryan Anderson leads them in scoring, which is interesting. So we have Atlanta in the next round. Had to make sure I was still recording. I keep getting burned by that. But they have ISO Joe at the peak of his powers, 90 overall. They also have Paul Pierce. I guess he signed there after leaving Boston. Josh Smith, Al Horford. That's a really solid team. Outside of Mike Bibby, I would say that they're better than us, no? I don't know. Let's find out. We are the 1 seed. Game 1, we do win. And it was relatively close. Derrick Rose with 43 and 13. So I guess he's just becoming Jesus in the playoffs. And I guess this is what he could have done had he had stayed healthy. I mean, he did do it, but for a longer period of time. And look at that. We go up 2-0. He has 28 and 10. JJ there with 28. Dude, he's been phenomenal. Just a consistent shooter. 16 points, phenomenal efficiency. And I'm pretty sure, did we get him on the minimum? 3 million. So he's definitely back next season, even if we do pick up Clay. Hall of Fame limitless with Derrick Rose. That's kind of a cheat code. I would assume our defense isn't that good, but clearly not mattering too much. And then Luol is our third guy there. So can we go up 3-0? No, I have a feeling they're going to tie this one. Just a hunch, low scoring game. Derrick Rose with 28 there. We do actually go up 3-1. So they are led by Joe with 32. Derrick Rose matches that, but almost has a triple-double with 13 assists. Can we win in 5? We're in the conference finals. We're in the conference finals. I am kind of concerned because that does not seem like it should have been that easy, but you never know. So we're up against Philly now, who have Iggy. We went over this team at the start. I mean, they drafted Boogie, but I don't think that's a very good team. But you watch, now they're going to destroy me. They are starting Boogie as well. They win game 1 by 2 points. Tracy McGrady's there as well. He's old. Can we tie it up 1-1? We can. I had a feeling that we were going to go down 2-0, but we actually blow them out. So can we go up 2-1? We can. So was that just a let them win one game sort of thing? Derrick Rose, I guess he's just him. Derrick Rose is him. I mean, we knew that. He's shooting 39% from three. We knew Derrick Rose was him, and had he have not been injured, he would have remained him to this day, most likely. But it's not over yet. If he carries us to a finals, I mean, that's kind of realistic because we did not have to go through LeBron. Wait a second. Wait a second. He's still in Cleveland, right? Cleveland didn't even make the playoffs. Are you serious? No, they did. They're the 5 seed. I'm blind. But they lost in round 1 in 7 to the Hawks. LeBron with a 23 triple-double in the end. Mo Williams even gave him 29. So let's see. Can we go up 3-1? They tied up 2-2. I have a bad feeling that this Philly team is going to kill us. I mean, Derrick was our leading scorer there. We do win that one when Chris Bosh gives us 33. So he might have been just the greatest signing of all time. It's probably too late to say. Let's see. Can we win in 6? We're going to a game 7. Iggy leads them. Derrick Rose leads us. So let's go ahead, adjust these minutes quickly. And then we need to play these guys all the minutes because thankfully injuries are turned off. So let's see, 2K. Can we go to the finals in year 2? I believe. I don't remember because I stupidly didn't record the off season. But it looks like it is a tie game going into the second quarter. We go up by 10 here. No lead is safe in the NBA nor in 2K. We do have a substantial lead here. And it looks like we are going to go to the finals against the Lakers, dude. Kobe is your... I mean, this didn't exist, but regardless, Kobe is your West MVP. Derrick Rose is your East MVP. That's insane, man. So it was Rose and Bosh, and then for them, no one really came to play. Bulls Lakers. I feel like this is the NBA's marketing dream right outside of the Knicks. So they've got Rondo. We're better at the 1. Redick is going to be absolutely just destroyed at the shooting guard spot. We're cool at the 3. So what I might do is I might try to put Luol on Kobe. Bosh is going to get killed by Powell. And then Andrew Bynum is not the greatest matchup in the world. So we're going to have to beat that team as well, which is kind of rough. Do I have anyone off the bench? I didn't really pick up any other perimeter guys. This, I feel like, is where having Clay would be really helpful, or even Kawhi would have been awesome, or Paul George also would have been fun. But in any case, let's go ahead, see who wins game 1. We actually... we're up 1-0 on the Lakers. 30-11 from Powell. Derrick Rose. So, I mean, we're just, as I said, there's not really necessarily a big 3. Derrick gives us 22, 21 from Luol, 18 from Sean off the bench. I guess that's what made those Warriors teams so scary. And JJ's just been consistent. You can say 50% shooting, 17 points. John Joe with the 15-15 game. He actually played better than Joakim Noah, who had 2 and 6. He might be gone if we lose, even if we don't. Actually, no, if we do win, I'll probably keep him, but if we lose, I think he might be gone, which sucks to see, but we are at 2-0. What is going on right now? Rondo, 26, 31 from Chris Bosh, but you watch, we'll blow this. We go up 3-0. Dude, what is going on? This literally never happens. So Chris Bosh, Kobe, I mean, I'm not going to talk yet. This game has taught me my lesson in humility. But let's go ahead and simcast this one. They were, were they the highest seed? We are in Chicago. Complete brain fart. But let's see what happens here. We are up with a slight lead. I am excited to hop in. I will definitely do it. We go down there. We take the lead back. Going into the 4th, we have a lead. Derrick Rose is him. Dude, Derrick Rose is freaking him, dude. That's insanity. You can't write that. That's literally insane. We're going to sweep Kobe and the Lakers. This is absolute craziness. There's Ron Artest or Meta World Peace. Was he Meta at this point? I think he might have still been Ron Artest. I'm not 100% sure. And then we have Kobe about to cook JJ. That's exactly what he does. So, I mean, it is a 10-point game. Do not choke this. Let's see if we can get something going around Kobe. We do get an easy pick there with Chris Bosh, and he dunks it down. He has 32 points. So they're actually pressing, which is kind of interesting. And that's not going to work out for you because Derrick Rose is just too athletic. Lamar Odom with the foul. Early. Damn. He's got a little hitch at the end there. Let me see if I can get it this time. Second one is green. Beautiful. But Kobe's going to go straight up. Surely we get a stop that time. He gets his own. He's too good, man. That's the Black Mamba. So it is still a 10-point game. And Joe Kim with good contest on Kobe. I guess that's why he's on the roster, man. Luol dangerous. Let's see. Get Derrick the ball. He's going straight through. That's an easy layup. He's got 19. Let's try to get him 20. I wish there was a way for me to put those custom sliders on every save that I did, man, because it does make the gameplay feel a lot more authentic. Can we hit that with Chris Bosh? There we go. There's a green. I can shoot sometimes. Right, Bynum's going to the line, but it looks like we're going to win this. So I'm just going to finish playing this, and I'll see you guys in a sec. The Chicago Bulls are your 2011 NBA champions. Let's get it, man. I love to see it. We swept the Lakers, which is kind of crazy in itself. I don't know how realistic that is, but we'll take it, man. I've had enough blown 3-0 leads or 3-1 leads, whatever it might be. So I'm definitely going to take that. That makes me super happy. Let's get one more season in. And the Chicago Bulls win in 4. Derrick Rose is your finals MVP, 23-8. He even shot 43% from 3. But in that closeout game, let's see. Chris Bosh, 34-11. So you could argue he actually had the better game, but Derrick had 21-16. For them, Kobe gave them 32, but he couldn't hold on. Let's get it, man. One more off season. Low-key would be sick to bring him back to the Bulls. I'm not going to lie. I mean, let's just see if we can make that happen. That'd be kind of crazy. He's not going to sign that. He's tentative. That always means no. So that's kind of annoying. I mean, who else? We could just bring back Jacob Underwood. Did we get Phil Jackson? We did not. Okay. A little bit heartbreaking there. I guess he's just had enough of Chicago. Realistically, we'd probably need the first or second pick. Let's just see. I'm happy with either of them. So first is Kawhi. He goes to the Knicks. That'll be kind of cool. Let's see who has the second overall pick. It is the Bobcats. So this is, I mean, this is kind of realistic. This is a trade that they would trade out of, a pick they would trade out of. So let's see if we can find the Bobcats. Do I have any other valuable picks? We can also, that's the one we want to keep, but we'll give them next year's Suns pick and they agree to that. Let's go, dude. So we're going to go ahead and I think take Clay. I mean, Kyrie's still there. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, given we already have Derrick. We could just take Jimmy, but I kind of want to be different. I think Clay would kind of fit this team perfectly. Do I take Kyrie and then try to move him for Kawhi? That's an interesting one. But no, I think I had Clay envisioned coming to our team, so I will go ahead and do that. This is a deep class with a lot of real prospects, so hopefully we can get someone else here that's kind of cool. Nothing too exciting, but I will go ahead and pick up Reggie Jackson. Cool. So Kawhi's a 76, Clay's a 75, Kyrie is actually the highest overall at a 78. So it was kind of a weak class technically, but we will go ahead and sign those guys. We actually have another max slot. Do I go after Kevin Durant? I mean, we already had sort of the realism aspect of it. We can just have fun with it now, really. But Kevin Durant would immediately come in and be our starting small forward. I mean, that's kind of scary. I am going to go ahead and offer Kevin Durant a deal. We'll give him 4 years, 31. We're not his number one choice. We'll also offer Melo a deal. We'll go 4 years, no trade clause. Can we get him? We are his only offer. So we're going to get Carmelo Anthony. I mean, I already did the realism part of it. KD goes to the Clippers. They're also a really good team, so that's kind of funny. But we will go ahead and pick up Melo. And then it looks like Joe Kim has an offer from the Lakers. He's not going to accept that. I will pick them both up. I'm going to give a 5-year deal to DeAndre Jordan. Probably underpaid, but it's the last year anyway. And then we're going to overpay Joakim Noah so I can match him with a different deal. I did it properly, and now we're just going to have fun with it. So we'll do a 3-year deal. We'll get that up to about 29.5, and I'm sure he will accept that. Does DeAndre accept his? He does. All right, man. So your new look Chicago Bulls. Derrick Rose, Klay Thompson / JJ Redick, Carmelo Anthony, Luol Deng, Chris Bosh, Taj Gibson, and then DeAndre Jordan. Joakim Noah is out the door, unfortunately. But no, you know what? They're almost the same overall. I just overpaid Joakim a ton. We're going to keep him. Stuff it. Let's just see what we can do. So Carmelo Anthony, Derrick Rose, Chris Bosh, Bosh and Melo on the same team. That's kind of cool. Luol Deng off the bench. Joakim Noah. You know what we might even do is start Bosh at the 5 and then move Luol to the 4 so we can start all of them. But then we have 2 really elite centers. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we move DeAndre Jordan. I didn't really think about this because I didn't think I was going to get Carmelo or Kevin Durant, I guess. But we will just auto-generate that to the last season. So let's just say I did this. He stays the same. He drops as well. But I think I would rather have Luol at the power forward spot. So let's have a look. This is so ridiculous. So Derrick Rose, JJ Redick, Carmelo Anthony, Luol Deng, and Chris Bosh with 2 centers off the bench and Klay Thompson. I mean, it's kind of gross. We have a lot of bigs, but I will actually go ahead and start Klay. We can have 6-man JJ Redick. And then I think, it still makes more sense now to move. It makes more sense to move Joe Kim for an elite 6-man, doesn't it? As much as I don't want to do it, he's been trash, to be completely honest, but I do want to keep him just because of what he meant to this team. But we did win one with him. Can I get, DJ Augustine, Kevin Martin. Gil's been really good. You know what? This is crazy, but I don't need another center. They are a pretty good team up top as well. Do they have, can they give me Aaron Aflalo instead? Would they accept this? They want to do AJ Price. Fine. I don't even know what that trade is, to be completely honest. But now we have Gilbert Arenas as our 6-man. You watch this team win less games and get swept in the first round. But we'll do something like this. 4-star, 7 seconds. All right, man. Let's just have fun with it. Whatever happens, happens. I don't really care because wasn't expecting to beat the Lakers, to be perfectly honest. So we'll do something like this. Backup positions there. All right. Let's see how good this team can be. I'll see you guys in the offseason. All right, let's get it, man. 68 wins, not 70 plus, but that's all good. LeBron gets another MVP. Kyrie is your rookie of the year. Harden 6-man, so we still could have had him. Josh Smith. And Bledsoe has low-key been going off in this save. 19 points. We do win coach of the year and executive of the year. Do we have anybody? I did want Kevin Durant. How did he go in LA? 23 points. That's all good because we got Melo on second team who put up 21 points on elite efficiency. Not from the free throw line though, which is kind of interesting. We don't get Derrick Rose on an all-NBA team again, which is kind of disrespectful. That's all good. We can live with it. Do we have anyone on the all defensive teams? Does not look like it, but Kevin Durant makes it. Okay, 2K. And we should get Klay Thompson, correct? Yeah, he's on second team, so it's Kawhi. Okay, so 8 points, 39 from 3. Probably would have made more sense starting JJ, but I'm pretty sure Klay has defensive badges already that JJ does not. Derrick Rose, 20 and 10 on 53% from the field. Klay, we saw 8.5 points, 20 there. Luol gave us 14 and 6 rebounds. Chris Bosh, 16 and 11 on 40 from 3. Gil as our 6-man. I don't know how he didn't win it. Per 36, he would have had 22 and 10 on almost 50-40 splits. So JJ, DeAndre's still been good. A bit sad we had to get rid of Joe Kim, but it is what it is. We will not be starting Michael Redd, unfortunately, 2K. We will continue starting Klay Thompson. We'll give those 7 minutes to Klay. And then is there one more I can snag from somebody else? I guess it'll be JJ, so we'll get 25 there. Okay. Is our system proficiency up? It is not. That's all good. We have the Nets in round 1. Who do they have? They have Kevin Martin and Brook Lopez. So I don't want to talk too soon. I'm going to sim the round. That should be a sweep, and it is. You love to see it. I'm starting to like these historic rebuilds, man. I swear the algo's programmed differently. Drew, Iggy, so Drew is now playing there. He's helping him out. They also got Zach Randolph and Boogie's progressed a little bit, but we should sweep them too, correct? We went in 6. That was a little bit close. They took us to 6 last year as well, didn't they? All right, now the Hawks, who still have Joe Johnson, Paul Pierce. So this is the same team as last year. I mean, we should beat them as well. Come on. We do win in 7, and Carmelo is your finals MVP going against the other LA team and Kevin Durant, who we tried to sign. The other LA team. So now it's Kevin Durant versus Carmelo Anthony, the guy we wanted initially. But that's all good. They have Blake Griffin too. Mike Conley instead of Chris Paul. Eric Gordon's good. So we have them beat in the point guard position. They have us beat in the shooting guard position. We're almost hard at small forward. They're better at power forward. We're better at center. So let's see. Game 1, the battle of the red teams. They win. I have a feeling we're not going to win this one. 40 and 10 for D Rose, 37 for KD. Game 2, we go down 2-0. We'll see what they want to do. They say start JJ. Let's try that. Can we go ahead and win a game? 3-0, and we get swept. So we go from sweeping the Lakers to getting swept by the Clippers. This game makes no sense. Kevin Durant, I guess, just went off. He wanted it more. But hopefully you guys did enjoy something a little bit different, a historic rebuild. I had to get the Bulls on the channel too. So if you guys did enjoy, remember to leave a like and leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Any suggestions, any comments, anything like that. So hopefully you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.